there's a paradox that defines our time. Never before have men been so connected to friends, to strangers, to news, to images flashing across endless glowing screens. Yet never before have so many felt this deep, unshakable loneliness. You see it in quiet moments. A man scrolls for hours, his thumb moving almost by instinct, chasing another notification, another comment, another spark of attention. The screen lights up his face, but not his soul. Behind the glow, there is only silence. A silence that grows heavier the more he tries to escape it. This is not the silence of peace. It is the silence of absence. Absence of real presence, of real touch, of real listening. And the cruelest part, men rarely speak about it, because society taught them that loneliness is weakness, that admitting emptiness means admitting failure. And so, modern men hide behind masks, the mask of strength, the mask of humor, the mask of constant busyness. But when the lights go off, when the phone is finally set aside, when no one is watching, the weight of solitude returns. Technology promised liberation. It promised community, endless conversation, a world without distance. Instead, it gave us ghostly connections, likes without love, chats without depth, followers without friendship. A man can have thousands of connections and still feel invisible, surrounded, yet unseen. Loneliness has always existed, but the digital age has transformed it into something darker. It is no longer just being alone. It is being alone in the middle of a crowd. It is being unheard in the middle of endless noise. It is being unseen while everyone else seems to be performing their lives with perfect confidence online. And here lies the trap. The mind begins to believe that this silence is personal, that there must be something wrong with you, that if everyone else is smiling, laughing, thriving, then your loneliness must mean you are broken. But that is the illusion. Because the truth is, countless men are living the same silent story, the same quiet struggle hidden behind glowing screens and practiced smiles. Loneliness in the digital age is not just a feeling, it is a prison without walls, without guards, without visible chains, and yet almost impossible to escape. You carry it inside your chest, in your thoughts, in your reflection, and the more you run toward distraction, the stronger the prison grows. This is the hidden epidemic of modern men, not spoken in headlines, not admitted in conversations, not confessed even to closest friends, but it is real. It is shaping lives, decisions, relationships, and identities. And unless we begin to face it, not just as individuals, but as a culture, men will continue to suffer in silence while pretending to live in connection. If you've ever felt this silence, know this: you are not weak, you are not broken, and you are not the only one. Loneliness in the digital age is not just your personal struggle, it is a shared human condition. But here's the problem: almost no one talks about it. Men especially are trained to hide it, to bury it under work, humor, distractions, and endless scrolling. That silence doesn't heal, it only deepens the wound. That's why this channel exists. Psychological Shadow is not here to give you quick tips or empty cliches. It's here to uncover the truths we bury, the traps our mind builds, and the hidden forces shaping how we think, feel, and live. Because when you understand your mind, you can begin to break free from its silent prisons. So I want to ask you directly, do you believe technology has truly connected us, or has it only amplified our loneliness? Leave your answer in the comments. Not for me, for you, and for the thousands of men who will see your words and realize they are not as alone as they think. If you've felt that silent ache at night, if you've caught yourself staring at your phone hoping for something more, then subscribe now to Psychological Shadow, because this channel is where we face the shadows together, where we stop pretending, where we stop carrying these battles in silence. Your story matters here. Your voice matters here. And maybe, just maybe, the act of sharing your loneliness can be the first step to ending it. Why do men hide their loneliness? Because from the very beginning, most men are taught a dangerous lesson: never show weakness. From childhood, Boys hear the same messages again and again. Don't cry. Be strong. Man up. Those words don't simply shape behavior in childhood. They carve scars in the mind. They create an inner law that to feel sadness, emptiness, or despair is to fail at being a man. So men grow up learning to wear masks. A mask of confidence, a mask of humor, a mask of constant productivity. On the surface, everything looks fine. He has a job, he posts photos, he laughs with friends. But beneath the mask, loneliness grows like an untreated wound. The tragedy is that the mask works. People believe it. Society rewards it. Men who never show cracks are admired as strong, reliable, independent. But inside, they may feel as if no one truly sees them. The very mask that earns respect also deepens their isolation. The digital world has only amplified this problem. Social media has turned the mask into a performance stage. Every post becomes a polished version of life. Smiles at parties, photos in the gym, successes at work, but rarely, almost never, the empty nights, the anxious mornings, the silent hours spent staring at a screen, hoping for a message that never comes. So a man scrolling online sees thousands of other men wearing masks. He believes he is the only one who feels this emptiness. He compares his loneliness to their apparent joy, and the silence inside him becomes unbearable. This is the cruel irony. Everyone is lonely, but because no one admits it, everyone believes they are alone in their loneliness. Philosophers once said that solitude was a path to wisdom. Nietzsche believed that separation from the crowd could lead to self-knowledge and strength. But modern solitude is not chosen. It is imposed by a culture of performance and silence. It is not the solitude of the thinker. It is the solitude of the actor, who must keep performing, even when the stage is empty. The psychological cost is immense. Men suppress their pain so well that they even convince themselves it doesn't exist. But the mind keeps the record. The body feels the weight of silence, fatigue, restlessness, anxiety, even rage with no clear target. What begins as hidden loneliness can evolve into depression, addiction, or destructive behaviors. This is why men hide loneliness, not because they want to, but because they are conditioned to. Conditioned by fathers, by peers, by culture, and now by the endless loop of online comparison. The mask becomes armor. But like all armor, it is heavy, and eventually, it crushes the one who wears it. The digital age promised us a revolution of connection. A man today can speak instantly to someone across the world. He can join groups, share his thoughts, watch live videos, and never feel disconnected. At least, that's what technology promised. But the reality is much darker, because the more connected men have become online, the more disconnected they feel inside. Think about it. A single tap delivers a like, a heart, a fire emoji. These tiny bursts of recognition create a flash of dopamine in the brain, a chemical rush that feels like connection, but it is only a simulation. A momentary spark without warmth, a substitute for real closeness. The mind, hungry for more, keeps chasing it. Scroll, tap, repeat. Hours vanish. The notifications multiply. But at the end, when the screen goes dark, the emptiness is even louder than before. This is the digital paradox. Thousands of friends, but no one to call. Hundreds of followers, but no one who truly listens. An endless feed of conversations, but nothing that touches the soul. Men today are drowning in data, but starving for intimacy, and comparison makes it worse. On social media, men see other men smiling with their partners, celebrating promotions, traveling the world. What they don't see are the arguments, the failures, the long nights of self-doubt. The result is brutal. Men compare their unfiltered loneliness to everyone else's filtered happiness, and the more they compare, the deeper their isolation grows. This isn't just psychology, it's philosophy too. Nietzsche spoke of the courage to stand apart, to embrace solitude as a path towards self-discovery. But the solitude of the digital age is different. It is not chosen, it is imposed by illusion. Men believe they are connected, yet the connection is hollow. Instead of self-discovery, it becomes self-erasure. Instead of clarity, it brings confusion. The digital world also reshapes language itself. Words are shorter, conversations are faster, responses are instant but shallow. The ancient art of dialogue, of speaking deeply and listening fully, has been replaced by scrolling. And so men talk more than ever, but say less than ever. The mind pays the price. Dopamine highs crash into loneliness lows. The nervous system oscillates between stimulation and emptiness. It's no wonder that anxiety, depression, and burnout are rising. The human brain was not designed for constant connection without real connection. It is like drinking seawater when thirsty. It looks like relief, but it deepens the dehydration. This is the truth of the digital paradox. The more men chase digital connection, the more they lose the ability to find human connection. Surrounded by noise, they hear nothing. Surrounded by images, they feel invisible. Surrounded by friends, they feel utterly alone. Loneliness is not just a feeling. It is not just a mood that comes and goes. For men, in the digital age, loneliness has become a silent epidemic, reshaping their mind, their body, and their identity. Psychologists describe loneliness as the absence of meaningful connection. But what happens when this absence stretches over months, years, or decades? The mind begins to adapt in dangerous ways. Thoughts grow darker, identity weakens, self-worth erodes. Men begin to question not just their relationships, but their very existence. Am I invisible? Am I replaceable? Does my life even matter? When loneliness is carried in silence, it mutates. Sometimes it becomes depression, heavy mornings, empty days, restless nights. Sometimes it becomes aggression, sudden anger, irritability, violence turned outward. And sometimes it becomes addiction, men turning to alcohol, pornography, endless gaming, or compulsive scrolling just to numb the ache inside. The cruel truth is that loneliness rarely looks like loneliness. A man may laugh with friends, succeed at work, even post smiling photos online, but inside, the mind is sinking. That is why so many men suffer unnoticed. Their loneliness wears disguises, productivity, humor, confidence, until one day the mask cracks. Science confirms what men already feel. Chronic loneliness weakens the immune system, raises stress hormones, and shortens lifespan. It is as deadly as smoking or obesity. But unlike those conditions, loneliness carries no visible warning signs. No one checks your loneliness levels. No doctor prescribes community. Men are left to fight an invisible illness, often alone. Philosophy also has its warnings. The image of the labyrinth is powerful here. A man wandering through endless corridors of reflection, seeing only himself repeated in every mirror. No exit, no guide, no hand reaching out. Loneliness turns life into a maze where every path leads back to silence. This is why so many men report feeling exhausted for no reason, because carrying unspoken loneliness is like carrying an invisible weight. It drains energy, clarity, and hope. And yet, instead of reaching out, many men double down on silence. They tell themselves, I should be stronger. I should handle this alone. But that belief is exactly what keeps the prison locked. In the shadows of this epidemic, countless men are suffering. They are fathers, brothers, sons, partners, friends. Men you pass every day. Men who smile when you greet them. Men who post funny memes. Men who seem fine, but inside, their mind is whispering, you are alone. No one sees you. No one hears you. And unless this silence is broken, loneliness will continue to consume them quietly, shaping destinies, destroying potential, and leaving a trail of invisible scars. If loneliness is a prison, then what is the key? The first step is awareness, realizing that the silence you carry is not just who you are. It is not weakness. It is not failure. It is a symptom of a culture that has trained men to hide, to perform, to endure. Awareness cracks the first bar of the cage, but awareness alone is not enough. The next step is vulnerability, the courage to admit, first to yourself, and then to others, that you feel lonely. This act, though terrifying, is revolutionary, because the moment you name your loneliness, it loses part of its power. Shadows feed on silence. Once exposed to light, they begin to weaken. Philosophy offers guidance here. Think of the ancient idea of brotherhood, men standing side by side, not as competitors, but as companions. In history, tribes, warriors, thinkers, and builders all survived because of solidarity. Yet the modern man often stands alone, convinced that asking for support is shameful. In truth, it is the opposite. Asking for connection is one of the bravest acts a man can make. Psychology agrees. Studies show that meaningful relationships, even just one or two, can transform the mind. Not hundreds of shallow online contacts, but a single voice that listens, a single presence that stays. The mind does not need a crowd. It needs authenticity. Escaping loneliness also requires redefining connection. It's not about collecting followers or replies. It's about cultivating spaces where silence can be shared without judgment, where you can say, "I feel empty," and hear, "Me too." That is not weakness. That is humanity. The digital world itself is not the enemy. It is a tool. It can spread lies, illusions, and shallow distractions, but it can also carry truth, community, and real dialogue. The difference is how it is used. If men approach the digital space with honesty instead of performance, it can become a bridge instead of a barrier. Imagine this: instead of endless scrolling, men choose intentional connection. Instead of posting polished masks, they share real moments. Instead of competing in silence, they stand together in truth. That choice can transform digital loneliness into digital brotherhood. And here lies the final truth. Loneliness is not permanent. It feels eternal because it whispers in your own voice, telling you that nothing will change. But history, philosophy, and psychology all remind us the mind is capable of transformation. The prison is real, but so is the key. Escaping the trap begins with small steps: sending a message, speaking honestly, reaching out when you would normally stay silent, allowing yourself to be seen, even in imperfection. And the reward: a life no longer ruled by silence, a mind no longer trapped by shadows. A man who realizes that while loneliness is real, it is not destiny. Connection is possible. Brotherhood is possible. Healing is possible. If any part of this spoke to you, the scrolling in silence, the empty nights, the weight you never name, remember this: you are not the only one carrying it. Countless men are living this same invisible battle. And here, on Psychological Shadow, we refuse to let those battles stay in silence. So let me ask you directly: does technology truly connect us, or has it only deepened our loneliness? Leave your answer in the comments. Your words may be the mirror. Another man needs to realize he is not broken. He is not alone. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to Psychological Shadow now, because every week, we go deeper into the hidden truths of the mind. Truths that explain why you feel what you feel, why you think what you think, and how you can reclaim your life from the traps that hold you. And if you're ready to take the next step, explore the tools we've created beyond YouTube: meditations, guides, and resources designed to help you break free from the silent prisons of the mind. You'll find them in Gumroad. This is not just a channel, it's a community, a place where silence ends and honesty begins. So join us, share your truth, and let's face the shadows together.